How do you tame a Texas-sized appetite? How about big, bold barbecue?
The smoke is fantastic.
This is what Texas is all about.
Fajitas like they were meant to be.
The first and the best.
Oh,
yeah.
And pecan pie to die for.
Straight up sugar.
Sweet on sweet crime.
Absolutely delicious.
We're rustling up the best grub in the Lone Star State.
We're a great big state and we make great big food.
That's Texas, y'all.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Texas.
And diving deep into the heart of Texas.
Sweet, but tangy.
A little bit of heat.
A little bit savory.
Woo!
Come on.
It's food paradise.
Howdy, Texas.
You may think you know what's for dinner in Austin, but get this, the oldest business in all of Texas is actually a German restaurant. Yep, it's Lederhosen and Bratwurst they're rustling up at Schultz's Beer Garden.
Germans began immigrating to Texas when the Republic of Texas first began. And German cuisine is a very strong influence, and I love it.
At Schultz's, your cowboy might really be a yodeler. And the house band might be playing a polka. That's the way Chef Daniel Northcutt likes it.
We pay a very special nod to the German history, all the while paying attention to our Texas roots and a little bit of everything that's around it.
This landmark restaurant was opened in 1866 by August Schultz, a German immigrant and Civil War veteran. 151 years later, America's oldest beer garden is still going strong.
We've got your cold beer. We've got all the sausage. At the end of the day, we're just keeping it awesome.
By serving the biggest bratwurst west of the Rhine, the notorious PIG.
It's one of our most famous sausages. We make it in-house. Texas barbecue really reads back to German smoking of meats. So smoked meats, sausage, it's all hand in hand with our great state.
Before you can smoke a sausage, you gotta stuff it. Daniel grinds together pork shoulder and pork belly, along with a cool surprise.
Now it's time to make it a cowboy cocktail.
Drink this in. Ice keeps the sausage cool and helps it absorb the seasoning.
We like to let flavors scream, salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic. We've got sage, dried jalapeno for a little bit of kick, and a touch of sugar.
Daniel gently blends everything together until the big hand and the little hand are on it's ready.
I've been making sausage for a decade or two. I know when it's done, when it's done.
There's a little more science to the hand-cranked hopper, which will stuff all the ground goodness into natural casings.
All right, that sausage is ready.
Now lay some barbecue sauce philosophy on us.
Across the land, you'll find vinegars, you'll find mustard, you'll find a lot of different components. Here in Texas, we go tomato base, and we build out from there.
That means ketchup fortified with a raft of spices and an old-time elixir. Locally made, organic, pure cane sugar cola.
That soda is gonna help caramelize and balance the cayenne and other spices that we have.
After a few hours in the smokehouse, the sausage gains some caramelization on the grill. Tanned to the snapping point, it nestles into a bun and meets Schultz's most notorious topping, a Texas-sized helping of creamy mac and cheese. What more could you ask for?
We're gonna top it off with the Texas barbecue sauce. German tradition meets Texas legacy, the notorious PIG.
That's a good brat. It's rich and it's delicious and it's exciting and comforting. Brats with macaroni and cheese on them? Come on.
It's pretty spicy, but it's good. We like to spice everything up here in Texas.
The brat is a little spicy, the mac and cheese is not, but it gives it a sweet and tangy taste that just really wraps it all together.
Beer, brats, that's Texas, y'all.
There's another Lone Star favorite making some serious noise around these parts, the Thunderbrat.
It is the epitome of Texas meets German meets Austin.
Daniel has deja vu with the pork prep, then adds traditional German sausage seasonings like marjoram and mace, a spice made from the covering of a nutmeg seed. But this recipe calls for something a little more grown up than soda.
It's time to add the thunder.
He means Black Thunder, a local craft beer. If a stout and a pilsner had a baby, you'd get this beer, which Daniel considers more precious than crude oil.
We're gonna inject it a little bit with that Texified flavor.
Texified and grillinated, then get her bunned with caramelized onions, German-style pickled red cabbage, and house-made spicy Dusseldorf mustard. Sometimes lightning can strike twice.
This is the Thunder Brat. Bring the noise.
The sauteed onions and the red cabbage, that soft sauteed buttery flavor, it brings it all together with a perfect bun.
The only place you're gonna find a better brat is Germany.
The bratwurst is pretty amazing, especially the mustard is so good. You really can't have a good bratwurst without good mustard, and they really have the best.
The combination of it all together just works so perfectly. You know, you can't get a taste like this anywhere else in Austin.
So why try? After 151 years, this is the place for a rootin', tootin', Teutonic good time.
Austin, Texas.
Schultz, baby! Woo!
Howdy, Texas.
The Longhorn love affair with barbecue has created some beef beyond belief. But in Lockhart, known to some as the barbecue capital of Texas, there's a place that pays respect to both the cow and the sow.
That's really good brisket.
The sausage has a great snap. Really pops you in the face.
It's probably one of the best barbecue places in Texas.
In an area heavily populated with pitmasters, the joint where the sauce flows and everyone goes is Lockhart Chisholm Trail Barbecue.
We're a great big state and we make great big food.
Texas barbecue!
The actual Chisholm Trail was used in the late 1800s to drive cattle from Texas to Kansas. Cattle's still king around these parts, and Chisholm Trail barbecue owner Mike Capello knows the importance of high-quality meat and good wood.
We only use post oak wood, really adds to the flavor, and that's why we have the best Texas barbecue.
That local oak lends a smoky taste to whatever they make, like this meaty double feature, the Trail Boss 2 Sandwich. And the family that smokes together is okey doke together.
I have 4 daughters. Passing the flaming log on to Amanda has been a blessing.
Amanda, take it away.
We always had a sliced beef sandwich and a sausage sandwich, and we decided to put it together and make one Texas-sized sandwich. When they say everything's bigger in Texas, this is what they mean.
She gives a king-size brisket a simple salt and pepper rub.
Now it's time for the secret stuff.
That family spice guarantees a nice bark and rich flavor through and through.
All seasoned up, now it's time to take it to the smoking dungeon.
No dragons here, but something even better.
We have a team of guys smoking around the clock to make sure that we have the best brisket in town.
But that's just half of the story.
Just like our smoking team, we have a team of sausage guys that grind, stuff, tie, and smoke our sausage twice.
Twice the smoke, no mirrors.
It gives the sausage a really good smoky flavor, as well as bringing out a really good crunch.
Let's get a status update on that brisket.
I can see the smoke ring, the crunch from the bark, the tenderness of the meat. That's Texas.
Amanda likes this sandwich so much, she put a ring on it.
We use a whole sausage ring in the Trail Boss 2 sandwich. Our sausage is amazing.
Next, she busts out the buns, then makes with the mayo and dill pickles.
We start with 1/2 of our sausage ring. We follow it up with a 1/4 pound of the most moist brisket in Texas. And then finish it off with the other half of the sausage ring.
The barbecue sauce that tops it is a homemade blend of ketchup, mustard, vinegar, and spices. Open wide, partner.
It's bigger, tastier, yummier. It makes you want another bite.
Wow. The sausage is good, the brisket is tender, the bread is nice.
The barbecue sauce, you get the tanginess and the spiciness both at the same time.
The sausage has got a kick, the brisket's so moist, it just all melts in your mouth.
And the freshness of the onions and the pickles, that completes it.
You got everything that you need right here on this sandwich. Unbeatable. Unbeatable. Right here in Texas.
The trail leads us back to Amanda and her family's take on pure meat and potatoes comfort, the loaded mac and cheese fries.
I grew up eating this as a kid. It was so good, we decided to put it on the menu.
But even Amanda can't eat it until she makes it. The eyes of Texas are upon you. No pressure.
I'm gonna start by mixing our cheese sauce with the noodles.
Finally, some moist Mexican spice skirt steak makes an appearance.
Not all barbecue places have fajita. That's what makes us the best.
She throws down a squad of spuds.
Super crispy fries.
The mac and cheese goes over the top, finished with some grated goodness.
We're gonna melt that cheese by popping it in the steamer.
AKA the best little hothouse in Texas.
It's all melted, gooey, and perfect. Time to Texify these fries.
Translation, top them with everything from the Rio Grande to the Panhandle. Bring on the barbecue sauce, homemade ranch, and those beef fajitas done up with bacon bits and chives.
And just like that, mac and cheese loaded fries. Cowboy up.
This is a forkful of Texas.
The fries are nice and crispy, full of cheese, very flavorful. This thing's loaded the Lone Star way. Don't eat it all.
You can go and get brisket and sides, or you can get loaded fries and get it all at once. Just cut the middleman out.
That extra little bit of chive in there that just kind of like really seals the deal, especially with the ranch.
Right here. This is what Texas is all about.
If it's a barbecue bonanza you're hankering for, follow that great smoky aroma to Lockhart Chisholm Trail Barbecue.
It's Texas barbecue or nothing barbecue.
You hear Texas, you think open plains filled with cattle. But outside Austin, you'll find the lake region, where a waterside sunset is the perfect backdrop for the Texas-style surf and turf at Steiner Ranch.
This is true Texas steak. There's not much real Texas left. This is one of those places.
We're on the beautiful Lake Travis, and so this is our favorite place to come.
You get to see down an enormous lake that's 67 miles long, and there's probably as many pictures taken here as anywhere in the world.
Co-owner Bobby Steiner's a native son whose family moved on to the 5,200-acre ranch back in the 30s.
Everybody in my family has either been cowboy or cowgirl, and I was born in the rodeos. There's nobody that appreciates a good steak more than a cowboy.
Bobby went from bucking Broncos to bucking trends by opening this lakeside eatery in 2008. And cowboy or not, you'll definitely appreciate his decadent surf and turf namesake, the Bobby House Special.
Bobby Special's a tenderloin topped with a crab au gratin and then 2 jumbo Gulf shrimp. Oh, the flavor is unbelievable.
Plus, it's got my name on it.
When you hear Texas, you think of beef because you can't turn around without seeing a cow around here.
Matt's also making people think about crab au gratin, which he launches with olive oil, garlic, and shallots.
And then we're gonna deglaze with the white wine. The garlic and the shallots are gonna be the first thing to hit you in the nose.
That alone will make you say, oh. And now, let's add the gratin. Cream and 3 kinds of cheese.
We got some Swiss cheese, some Parmesan, and some Asiago. It's gonna give it a nice creamy texture that sets with it really well with the crust on the steak.
And then surfs up in the form of jumbo lump crab.
The crab is gonna add a nice sweetness to the steak. I'm just gonna put a little bit of parsley for some color, and it's all done.
While the crab sauce waits for its cue, Matt preps a 10-ounce fillet of prime Texas beef.
This is actually a living, breathing ranch at one time, and we feel by cutting our own steaks, and we know that every steak that hits the plate is gonna be the best possible steak we can put out.
And the best doesn't need a lot of seasoning.
Texas has some of the best beef in the world already. You don't want to mess it up by adding too much.
Matt zaps it with 1,800 degrees of firepower.
Cooking it at a high heat allows the steak to get a good, nice crust on the outside so that all the juices stay on the inside.
Suddenly, the next wave of seafood rolls in. Texas Gulf shrimp. A nice coating of spice, then they hit the flat top. Now cue the crab, which gets a crowning layer of cheese, then bakes to gooey goodness.
The steak's broiled to perfection, the shrimp are blackened, it's time to go on the plate.
Our Texas filet is topped with a luxurious crab au gratin. And then the 3 shrimp amigos.
The nice sweet blackened shrimp really complement the heartiness of the steak. Plus it's steak and shrimp, you only live once.
Just say YOLO. Then say howdy to your decadent sides. Mashed potatoes and green beans with bacon.
Big, bold, and Bobby, that's Texas.
Oh my gosh, and the juices flowing out. You've got that moist taste, but then you also have that crab and the really delicious shrimp on top. Just complements everything.
The crab au gratin is very rich. I'm gonna need a nap after this, for sure.
You have the sweetness and the tenderness of the meat with this awesome crunch from the grilling that just makes this a wonderful piece of meat.
The Gulf shrimp from Texas, they're very buttery flavored, plus a little bit of seasoning on it, kind of like having a steak from the ocean.
You have this hearty texture, then you have this soft, flaky texture from the sea, and it comes together. It's like your peanut butter and jelly, time 10.
If that's your idea of a sandwich, check out this Texas take on a salad. Fried avocado stuffed with barbecue pork.
So when you first bite into it, you're gonna taste the cool avocado, the smoky pulled pork, and the tangy barbecue sauce.
Matt starts his salad course by seasoning top-notch pork and giving it a slow kiss of Lone Star love.
Most people use oak, we use hickory here. It gives a little bit more of a unique flavor. We smoke this pork for 12 hours.
That smoked pork emerges from the haze and gets pulled this way and that, while Matt dredges locally grown avocado in his signature mix of flour, panko, and crushed blue corn chips. Then, it's into the fryer.
Avocados are crispy fried to perfection. It's time to get the pulled pork ready.
Matt blends the hickory smoked pork with honey chipotle barbecue sauce, and it meets the tortilla-crusted avocado. Barbecue tang is offset by spicy crema and sweet pineapple pico, and pulled pork meets deep-fried garden goodness, Texas style.
Starting off dinner like a true cowboy. Stuffed avocado.
It's a little bit spicy, it's a little bit tangy. It's kind of like the cream on a baked potato, but it's on the avocado, so it's absolutely delicious.
It's a great combination of flavors, and I mean, what can go wrong with an avocado and pulled pork?
The pulled pork is just absolutely sweet. The avocado is so fresh, and the crema on top. Those three flavors go so well together.
It's got that spicy sweet, and then of course getting that little crunch in there was really tasty. I love avocado, so this is like the perfect meal for me.
This is true Texas eating.
Whether it's a sinful addition to the ultimate steak or deep-fried delicacies from the garden, Steiner Ranch takes their own view on what it means to eat Texas.
Here's the lake living and steak eating.
Taste of Tex-Mex is the star of the plate all across the Lone Star State, especially in Houston, where they take the Mexico-Texas nexus to the next level.
A little bit of Mexico, a little bit of Texas, a little bit of heat, and a whole lot of delicious.
The original Ninfa's on navigation is Ninfamous for a certain sizzling hot claim to fame.
It's the birthplace of delicious fajitas.
According to legend, Ninfa's was just a struggling tortilla factory on Navigation Boulevard when Mama Ninfa created Texas's first fajitas. Now they are infinitely popular.
As soon as you hear that sizzle, you're just looking around like, who ordered it? Who's got it? Let me smell it.
Chef Alex Padilla keeps the tradition going.
My mom used to work for Ninfa's back in the 80s, and I love to continue with the legacy of Tex-Mex with the twist.
Full steam ahead with the authentic and epic fajitas Durango style.
I love making fajitas.
Alex fires up the flavors with wood smoke from pecan and oak.
Look, all these fresh ingredients. That's flavor, that's love, that's passion, man.
This love fest will require some fresh skirt steak.
It's so flavorful, man. I think it's the best piece of steak out of the cow.
With a sprinkle of seasoning and a brush of soy, the fajit is on.
You can smell this like 5 miles around the restaurant, man.
It cooks quick, then gets a flip.
See that nice and caramel color on top?
A splash of garlic butter gets the flame licking good.
We cook the meat medium rare, then we hold it, we let it rest a little bit. I'm already hungry. You know what they say, right? Don't trust the skinny chef.
The meat veggies while we meet the veggies.
Beautiful mushrooms, fresh jalapenos, peppers, and onions. Tex-Mex food, man. Gotta have that extra. Boom.
Alex starts chopping.
No, I cook them whole and then I chop. It tastes better.
Brought to you by Olive Oil, S&P, and Fire.
Look how quick they're cooking, man.
Grill Master Flash, our hero of Houston, gives them a char and then a chop.
This is what I love cooking. I feel like Picasso.
With his art in pieces, Alex wrangles up some Durango sauce, another Mama Ninfa original.
Durango sauce is the topping for the fajitas, and we're gonna start with the bacon.
That gets crisp. Then in go tomatoes and jalapenos, doing what they do.
It smells like Tex-Mex heaven.
Garlic butter, sherry vinegar, and soy round out the usual suspects. Then, into a hot iron platter, Alex lays an onion foundation, adding the veggies and the Lone Star steak.
But we're not done yet. A little bit of garlic and our delicious Durango sauce.
Go, go, Durango.
The first and the best.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, it's caliente.
It's a little bit of everything. When it hits the table, that's the heat. It lets you know there are fresh peppers on there, that's for sure.
Memphis takes the Tex-Mex tradition and puts it on a bun with their popular fajitas burger.
I love steak sandwiches, and we in Texas, we love beef.
And it is plenty meaty.
It's a cowboy steak burger.
That's skirt steak chunks surrounded by ground skirt steak, all fresh and ready for the grill.
You see the grill mark? That's pure love.
Alex preps a pair of fluffy buns as he stacks his patty with grilled onion, poblano peppers, and Oaxaca cheese.
It's the Tex-Mex, Oaxaca cheese, and American beef.
Complemented perfectly by chipotle mayo, topped with creamy avocado, and our big old sidekick moseys up.
The biggest fries in Texas, potato wedges.
His carrots are pickled, and his ketchup is spicy.
We love you, Texas.
Holy
That
cow.
was amazing.
That's a serious burger.
Wow, this is the official burger of Texas. It's juicy, it's hearty, soft, a little sweet, bigger and better, just like Texas.
The cheese is fabulous. I love runny cheese on a burger. I really like the chunks in there. The fajita chunks within the patty definitely make it.
This cheese is covered in cheese.
That Oaxacan cheese, the salt with that steak, killer. The chipotle mayo adds like a little smokiness to it. Really enhances that flavor.
For fajitas where they originated, and some original variations, Ninfa's on Navigation is a true Tex-Mex original.
That's Houston, Texas right there.
Absolutely.
Tune in 5.
Halfway between Austin and Houston, you'll find the microtropolis of Round Top, Texas. Population, 90. Their motto, in pie we crust.
You come for the barbecue and you stay for the pie.
It's an excellent place to find pie.
3 decades ago, the Royer family put Texas pie and this little town on the map with Royer's Round Top Cafe.
It was like, what says comfort? What says Texas? And to us, the answer was pie. So that's where we started. And now we're making, I don't know, what?
Average, easily 500 pies a week.
As their sign says, pie it forward. Their daughter Tara caught the pie bug, and now she's the pie queen with her own shop around the corner, Royer's Pie Haven.
The motto here at Pie Haven is eat pie love.
That love comes in everything from buttermilk to Bud's chocolate chip. But by far their Texiest, most savory special is their take on a classic cowboy biscuit, hee-haw pie.
A cowboy biscuit is when the old cowboys would go around the campfire and throw whatever they had in a cast iron skillet. This hee-haw is kind of modeled after that. Just took all the things that you would want in a breakfast, this biscuit or a taco, we just put it in a pie shell.
Sounds delicious and difficult, as any amateur baker who's tried to make pie crust will tell you.
I believe that the pie is truly magical, but really what it is all about is the love that you pour into that pie crust.
Tara adds the basics to her bowl.
Get out flour, shortening, and water.
And something special she keeps to herself.
It's a secret. It's got basil and dill and rosemary and thyme. My dad always says that if it doesn't have depth, it doesn't taste great.
Tara gets deep with a hands-on approach.
If you're not getting dirty, you're not doing it right. This is all about the texture of the dough and how it feels.
Soon, she's rolling in the dough.
I mean, I don't know about the money part, but the trick to rolling it out is it doesn't have to be perfect. I flip it around, kind of like, you know, a pizza crust.
The dough slides into the pan, then hits the slopes.
I just always go around with my 4 fingers and create these great hills and valleys.
When it comes to pie fillings, sometimes less really is more.
You have so many flavors in that pie crust, you don't need a ton in the filling.
Luckily, bacon is protected in Texas under the More Meat Amendment.
Bacon and sausage have so much great flavor, especially in Texas.
The spicy zing of jalapenos is nicely offset by eggs, cream, and cheese.
Cheese is so amazing, that ooey gooiness with the cream and the bacon. Pies at the Pie Haven have to be OMP, like, oh my pie.
OMP might also stand for onions mixed with pork.
If there's an extra little grill grease on there, that's not gonna hurt either.
Let's get to bacon, y'all.
Woo! Smells amazing, all those herb flavors and the bacon. Texas, hee-haw. Don't mess with Texas or pie.
Hee-haw. It's all your favorite things thrown into a delicious pie crust.
Pie is flaky and just melts in your mouth. It's amazing.
Or you don't finish the whole pie.
You need to take a break from eating.
In Texas, if you order pie, it's probably pecan. It's the state's official sweet. When you want the pie to rival all the rest, try a slice of Ann's Pecan Pie.
Some people call it pecan, but in Texas, we call it pecan.
No matter how you say it, count on flaky crust, nutty crunch, and of course, gooey goodness. What's in that stuff anyway?
Butter and vanilla and the corn syrup. Straight up sugar.
Eggs bind the basics, and Tara goes nuts.
In Texas, we live in big and whole. It's time to make it rain. Look at this, guys. This is beautiful. Crust is so flaky. World famous Texas pecan pie.
It's creamy. The crust is like awesome. Butter on top of butter on top of butter.
Kind of like my grandmother makes it. I remember sitting at the table and cracking pecans with her, and this is what we'd eat at dinner.
Oh yeah, fresh pecan, still warm from the oven. Amazing.
Pecan pie for breakfast, that's Texas right there.
In East Central Texas, Royer's Pie Haven is a little slice of heaven.
That's what it's all about, right? Gotta eat more pie.
Barbecue means a great many things to Texans. It's a hobby, it's a religion, and in Waco, it's like a member of the family at VTEX.
My great-grandfather opened up the restaurant around 1915, and it passed down to my grandfather, then to my dad, and then now I have it as 4th-generation owner.
Just a pigskin's throw from Baylor University. This century-old family tradition has been a favorite of college kids and barbecue buffs forever. But what makes their food so praiseworthy?
Bro, because it's Waco. It's hometown Waco barbecue.
It's got a happiness to it that just makes me... I drive from Dallas to eat this.
Hope you got your eating pants on, because here comes the Gut Pack.
The Gut Pack was an addition in the 1980s by my father. This is not your average Fritos pie. This is all homemade here, all smoked on site and put together. It's a layered dish.
VTEC's famous Gut Pack starts with their legendary homemade sausage.
The great thing about our sausage is we're still making it like my grandfather did. My dad taught me how to make it. We strictly use pork shoulder and seasonings.
Julie keeps it simple with salt, pepper, and garlic.
We use just a little bit of garlic because it packs a Texas punch in there. We're gonna throw it in my grandfather's grinder and get it stuffed. It's time to make Granddad really proud.
These tasty links to Julie's past then get a good smoke.
We smoke our sausage with hickory in about 2.5 hours, and it gives that casing on that sausage a really good snap.
She slices that snappy sausage into succulent chunks, then piles on generous layers of flavorful textures.
Corn chips, shredded cheddar cheese, slow-smoked hickory sausage.
Needs more meat. How about VTEC's homemade Texas brisket?
The key to our brisket is long hours, trimming, seasoning, Putting it on the smoker, it's with hickory and oak and 14 hours, and that's what gives it its flavor.
VTech bucks brisket tradition with a clever cleaver hack for packing it onto the gut pack. And you know all those beans the Texans refuse to put in their chili? Found them!
We start with some dry pinto beans. We soak them overnight. Then we add salt, garlic powder, and some chili powder.
Then the sidekicks, pickles, onions, jalapenos, and finally,
our finishing touch is some sliced white bread. So you can make a sandwich, make a taco, or just soak up the juice.
versatile and delicious.
It's a big meal for a big steak. It's the Gut Pack.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
There's no like clean way to eat it, but it's so good that you just don't really care.
I mean, look at this thing. You're not gonna call that the slim pack.
You start at the corners and you flip and turn it into the middle, because you can't really mix this. I mean, look at how much is in this deal. And then you use your bread kind of as your bucket, and you just scoop it up into it as you go. That is the Waco way to do it.
My favorite part is the brisket. Great burnt edges. The smoke is fantastic.
The beef is tender, juicy, and a great flavor.
And it's just that great mix of the smoky meat flavor, but also with the barbecue sauce. It's just perfect.
This is Texas, okay?
Thank you, VTech, for over 100 years of way cool barbecue in Waco.
Cheers to Texas.
You know Texas is a land of brisketeers and chili con connoisseurs. But in Austin, ground zero of the unexpected, check out the love they have for a traditional Eastern European treat, the kolache.
The kolache, it's the taste of Texas you've never heard of.
I grew up with kolaches and barbecue.
A kolache is a Czech pastry that immigrated to Central Texas in the 1800s. Of course, Texans made it their own by making it bigger and as Texas-y as all get out.
Nothing better than kolaches and beer.
The Litt brothers, Noah and Josh, saw a need and gave it the old kolache crunch.
I figured, why doesn't Austin have a gourmet kolache bakery? With beer. With beer. Lots of beer.
It's kind of like a coffee shop during the day, and then at night they just kick all the kids out and it turns into a bar.
Cheers! Any Austinite's delight.
They must be doing something right. I mean, look at that line.
Austin's getting ready for a taste bud line dance, starting with the sausage jalapeno and cheese kolache.
Texans love their kolaches. This is essentially combining two parts of Texas. You have your Texas barbecue and your Czech pastry, and we're putting them all together.
A match made in hill country heaven.
The star of all of our kolaches is the dough. I think what makes this dough special is how much butter and eggs we put into it. It allows it to be nice and pillowy and fluffy.
Jasmine sweetens the deal with sugar and honey.
It's a sweet dough, but it has a nice balance with the salt, and it pairs well with either a sweet kolache or a savory one.
And then it's rest, fold, and chill overnight.
All right, that looks perfect. Now all we have to do is cut it into rectangles so we're ready to shape.
Their approach may be different, but Batch's flavors are the real deal.
The owners of one of the big kolache shops in Texas stopped by one time for some kolaches, and they said we'd make their grandmother proud.
Another sleepover, and
now it's time to build the kolache. Check this out.
She works the dough, and whoa, that's not the yellow cheese of Texas.
We use white American cheese. I think it tastes better than yellow American cheese.
With a pickled jalapeno kicker and a spicy local sausage, Jasmine pushes the envelope.
Now that we have them all rolled up, we're gonna stick them in the proof box to rise.
After 10 minutes of Texas Hold'em,
a little egg wash, shredded cheese, and a fresh jalapeno slice.
Then she bakes Austin proud.
Best kolaches you've ever tasted. You're welcome, Texas.
BSJC from Batch Craft Beers and Kolaches.
Baby got Batch.
It's fresh as it gets. It's a little spicy and a little smoky. Talks back, but it's got a smooth, cheesy finish.
This is like a handful of Texas. Jalapenos, cheese, and a lot of sausage.
The spice from the jalapeno and the sausage mixed with that coolness of the cheese. Awesome.
Meat, jalapeno, cheese, bread. Eat your heart out, America.
Texas pastry and craft beer. A match made at batch. And for dessert, a batch of chocolate, pecan, and caramel kolache.
Pecans are prevalent everywhere in Texas. You can find them in your backyard. If you ask me, pecans are the official Texas state nut. This is your classic sweet kolache. They are open-faced in design. You can put anything in there. All's fair in loving kolaches.
If you're talking love, you're talking chocolate. Sweet, sweet chocolate.
It's time to go nuts. Pecans add a nice little roundness to the sweet. It helps balance it all out. We're gonna top this sweet treat with a little bit of the caramel, my favorite part. We like to make it in-house. We have a lot of fun with it, and you can sure taste the love.
Using her Austin powers, Jasmine bakes sweet love to the kolaches, then covers the fluffy golden results in chocolate drizzle.
A little bit of sweet and a whole lot of Texas.
It's nice, warm, chocolatey feel. That's happiness right there.
My favorite part of this is the caramel. So good. Warm, sweet, yummy. Tastes so homemade.
It depends on a kolache. Just adds that Texas taste. It's really good.
Watch out, pecan pie. The kolache's coming for you.
Sweet on sweet crime.
If you're not getting messy, you're not doing it right.
I guess you can mess with Texas. When it comes to kolaches, check this classic Czech dish off your Lone Star checklist.
Clear eyes, full beers, and great kolaches.
Texas! Don't fence in the Texas food scene. Like everything here, it's bigger, which means there's room for everything.
Texas is 100% experimental.
Sushi, poke, ramen, you reckon right. As the growing Asian population dovetails with the number of folks wanting to taste it all from Shanghai to San Antonio.
The Far East meets the New West. It's delightful.
And in the town of Denton, just past Dallas's North 40, there's a can't-miss spot at the intersection of Lone Star and Rising Sun called Komodo Loco.
We're a little Latin, we're a little Asian, but we're a whole lot of Texas.
The brains behind it all is a three-headed dragon named Corey, Micah, and Kyle.
We wanted to kind of bring something new, bring something different, and get creative and fun with it.
Komodo Loco takes no prisoners with their killer kimchi tachos.
Wouldn't be Asian food without kimchi. It wouldn't be Texas without tots.
Around these parts, head chef and bolo buff Chess Atkinson is the kimchi king.
It's gonna taste a little bit sweet, a little bit spicy, and a little bit savory.
Everything from chili flakes to soy sauce to pineapple juice ensures this mixture of bok choy, onions, and a slew of other ingredients turns out excellent. How long does it marinate? An hour or two?
We're gonna let it sit for about 2 weeks.
Wow, why so long?
So all those flavors can marry together beautifully.
Worth it? Wake me up when it's the future.
Here we are after 2 weeks. Smells beautiful. All right, went ahead and minced up some kimchi here. Now it's time to make some killer kimchi tots.
Let's take it to the plate.
Tots first. Build a nice little base here.
On top of lots of tots, Chess hits the dish with Texan and Asian awesomeness.
We're gonna saddle these bad boys up with some queso.
That queso is a traditional Tex-Mex melted cheese, and every chef has his own recipe.
Now for some of that Asian flavor, here's a little bit of kimchi.
In true Komodo fashion, he garnishes with flavors from all over the map.
I'm gonna top this with a little bit of chipotle mayo, toasted sesame seeds, and cilantro.
That looks good.
There it is, y'all. Killer kimchi tachos. Howdy, Texas.
Yeah. This blends everything together, the potato, the spices.
Wasabi, jalapeno, and some other fun things in here.
I love the kimchi. Spicy and sweet, but tangy and a powerful kick that works very well together.
The chipotle mayo just adds that little bit of spice in there and that creaminess.
I've never had tots like these before.
To make a dent in your appetite in Denton, go to where Asian and Texan flavors do-si-do at the Crazy Dragon Komodo Loco.
Your tongue will thank you.
Are Texans too big for their britches when it comes to the greatness of their food? There's an old saying down here, it ain't bragging if it's true. Let's do crunch!
Crunchy, crunchy chicken. Did you hear the crunch?
Crispy textures and so much fun.
Redonkulous for sure.
Golly!
Holy cannoli.
Crunch is strong with this one. Maximum crunch.
And these dishes taste even better than they sound.
So good.
Tender, juicy, smoky on the inside.
It's very crunchy, but yet moist.
You know what this sound means?
It's crunch time.
In the South, the great food debate is always which is better, slow smoked barbecue or crispy fried chicken. In Atlanta, the answer is why not both? Thanks to a pair of Texas twins,
a mixture of where we're at and where we're from. Atlanta's a transplant city. There's people from everywhere, so everybody's more open to different types of flavors.
The brothers took their Texas barbecue love and sweetened it up for their friends in Georgia.
I don't even have to go to Texas. This is Texas on a plate in Atlanta.
And now,
it's crunch time.
Those fried ribs pack a big crunch, but for a more subtle crust, bite into the bark of the enormous beef short rib.
We brought one of the best parts of Texas barbecue to Georgia, and that's our beef short rib. This is 6 pounds of beefy goodness right here.
This rub is a classic Texas black and white.
Rub it down, make sure every bit of this meat's covered with the salt and pepper. We're gonna throw it on the smoker and you're gonna taste the love.
The smoker's like, I'll take it from here. And before too long,
the salt and pepper's created this nice crust on the outside of this juicy short rib.
That snappy bark is gonna play nice with the creamy mac and cheese.
This is a Fox Brothers beef short rib feast for a king.
Dude, I've never eaten a dinosaur before. I don't know.
Give me that brontosaurus then. Skin is perfect on the crunch, but on the inside, the moistness comes out, the flavor comes out. It's an absolute heavenly experience in your mouth.
It's like a roast on a bone. I've never seen a rib this big in my life.
I'm at the top of the food chain eating this hunk of meat. It's unreal. The bark, the way it seals in the flavor.
And that thing is packed full of that thick, sweet, moist meat. It's an absolute, I don't have words. There's nothing good enough in the English language.
With their double team of Southern flavors, Fox Brothers Barbecue cooks up the crunch right down to the bone. When it's crunch time in America, hop a flight to Las Vegas and go roaring into the MGM Grand, where the only thing louder than the slots is the crunching of the food at Pub 1842.
I love the crunch. I am obsessed with the crunch. It's my favorite thing to eat.
Vegas is where you come for food. You can have whatever you want or whatever you had no idea that you did want.
In Vegas, the competition is immense. In a 5-mile stretch, you have almost 3,000 restaurants. So you have to be unique. And I think Chef Isaiah is super creative. He's always creating something new and innovative to get ahead of the curve.
We added a burger that accentuates everything that we are in Vegas. Something just so different that they just want to try it, and when they eat it, they love it.
The patty melting everyone's hearts is the Peanut Butter Crunch Burger.
It's just a big explosion of crunch and juiciness and just deliciousness.
When you crunch into something, you can hear it, and it accentuates whatever you're eating and just makes it even better.
And nothing could be better than bacon jam built on a foundation of ground applewood smoked bacon.
We're just looking for this bacon to just get nice and crispy, and all that bacon flavor is just gonna be awesome for the dish.
The crispy bacon bits are switched out in that tasty grease with diced onions and shallots. After a quick saute, Isaiah deglazes with sherry vinegar and red wine. I'll drink to that, while Isaiah adds a bundle of thyme a little mustard powder, and a whole lot of brown sugar. Then the bacon returns, and this jam session really starts to wail.
The smell is so outstanding right now. This crispy bacon gives that little extra crunch that's gonna accentuate the whole entire burger.
Speaking of burger, here's a whole half pound of house ground meatiness, seasoned with S&P and given to the flame. That fired up patty is then slathered with creamy pimento cheese and sent for a meltdown. But hold on to your buns, what is that?
This is our bun caramelizer. It's not just a regular flat top like you usually use. We have these little pucks, the buns go onto them, and the whole entire inside of it is nice and crispy because of that concave puck.
The tasty puck is iced with crunchy peanut butter. The cheesy burger goes down, then gets a big spender-sized topping of the bacon jam and that crunch MVP potato chips. Put a lid on it and blow the lid off the joint.
This is the peanut butter crunch burger, the crunchiest burger in Vegas.
This is heaven. It is just oozing everywhere.
It's amazing. Redonkulous, for sure. Mixed between the chip and the peanut butter and like this bacon. I love bacon. Oh my God. Look at that. Absolutely delicious.
It's 10 times crunchier than anything I've had on a burger. It's freaking good. What really jumps off is the pimento. It's got that cheesy, it's soft, it kind of melts all over your mouth. And the meat is just so juicy and tender. I'm like, wow, wow.
It's just the weirdest thing, but it's crunch paradise.
This is the crunch trifecta.
You can get that crunch-tastic burger anytime, but it's happy hour only for the Korean pork ribs.
The ribs are fried, so they get a nice, crispy, meaty exterior. People love the texture of the crunchy.
They've also got a crush on Isaiah's Korean barbecue sauce, which starts with apple cider vinegar and sugar, then heads east to pick up some gochujang.
Gochujang is a Korean fermented red chili paste. It's very savory, it's sweet, it's spicy.
Salt comes in the form of soy sauce, then it's chopped garlic and honey. And while the sauce reduces, St. Louis-style ribs emerge from the smoker, meet the carver, and get submerged in the fryer.
What I'm looking for in this is the nice crispy outside, and this is what you get, this meaty goodness right here.
The ribs are painted with the Korean barbecue sauce, then sprinkled with peanuts, sesame seeds, and a cooling dash of herbs. That'll stick to your ribs.
Deep-fried Korean pork ribs, guaranteed to satisfy your crunchy craving.
My mom's Korean and I know Korean food, so this is the ultimate test. Just really like the crunchiness of it, and the spice of gochujang sauce is very good. It's different, it's unique, delicious.
It's not a sticky sauce, but it's got that extra flavor you want to mix with the peanuts. It's just great.
It's tender, it's flaky. You got the crisp on the outside from the deep fry. Inside, you got the smoky rib.
Oh my God.
Isn't that delicious?
That is amazing. You might not get this back. I'm taking it.
So cut your losses at the casino and come hit the crunch jackpot.
Cheers.
Voracious fiddle hounds in Dallas, Texas are always on the lookout for a new favorite go-to grub slinger. But looking ain't always enough.
This is how Texas does it.
Sometimes you gotta listen.
Our chicken is when it's crunchy on the outside and juicy on the inside.
No other place in Big D or anywhere else provides the enticing tones you'll find at a place where even the name makes Blanco, which he livens up with tomatoes, roasted chilies, herbs, and spices.
That's what we're looking for right here. I'm bathing this stuff.
His flour and baking soda dredge is also spiced out to the max.
Definitely says Texas all over it.
I am tasting a symphony of southern flavors here. The chicken and the bacon combined, so good it's dancing on your tongue.
Back at the grill, Omar's got another sandwich that brings the noise. The Auntie Luann.
If you live in Texas, everybody has an Auntie Luann, and this is our Auntie Luann. We make a great fried chicken. To make things better, we make pimento cheese.
Once a well-kept Southern secret, pimento cheese is being spread all across the country lately. There goes our pimentos now.
Already chopped with the juice.
Along with onion, garlic, jalapenos, chili sauce, mustard, and lemon juice.
Last but not least goes in our shredded cheddar.
Omar's spatula searches for just the right smoothness.
Not too loose, but not too firm either. Spreadable. This is on point, I can already tell. And that's it, pimento cheese done.
There's only one place suitable for this sizable sandwich to sit.
We're going with our classic Texas toast, because we're in Texas, baby. We'll get a big heaping spoonful of our pimento cheese.
Then tomatoes straight from Auntie's garden.
Got our crispy chicken, goes on top of there. Thousand Island dressing, nice and saucy.
Finish her off with dill pickles and chives, and this sandwich has us ready to say, Uncle.
Everyone's favorite relative, Auntie Luann.
Woo!
Baby.
This has got a crunch so loud that it's gonna start a stampede.
Here's to some awesome, crunchy fried chicken.
No matter where you are in the Dallas area, you can follow the sound of the crunch to Whistle Bridges.
Fried chicken, like you just can't go wrong.
There's an ocean of new food to try in that most New England of cities, Portland, Maine. And folks here are fishing for the crunch and the catch of the day.
The crunchiness is off the scale. I mean, very extreme crunchiness.
It's got crunch written all over it.
This bunch is down to munch at the Seaside Shack with the craveable snacks. High Roller Lobster.
They want lobster, and we're here giving the people what they want. We also like to play around and kind of put our own takes on things, experiment with different flavors, different textures.
Pretty crunchy. Even the lobster has a little snap to it. We get to create new items, stuff that people maybe haven't seen or tried before.
But no matter how much delicious creativity makes its way onto the menu, it all starts with Maine's freshest.
Hey guys, got some beautiful lobsters for you. Oh wow, these look great.
Beautiful. And one of their most popular and crunchy crustacean creations is the talk of New England. It's the Lobster Crisp Taco.
This could be your taco.
The origin story of this no-tortilla taco shell starts with a melty misadventure, making a grilled cheese and the tasty bits that would fall and crisp up on the grill.
We started making them bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually went to go flip it over and it folded in half and looked like a taco, and happy accident. Crunches when you bite into it.
Let's build this main attraction.
First, the crunchy bacon. You hear that? Music to my ears.
And there's more surprises.
Next, 2 cheeses.
Cheddar and Swiss go down right over the bacon.
A lot of people say never put cheese with seafood, and we aren't one of those people.
He makes the shape of things to come.
You want plenty of cheese, so you've got a nice crunchy shell. It's flip time.
Once it's golden on both sides, that's how Andy knows when to fold them.
Allow that to cool, it'll firm up, and then you've got your taco shell. Size isn't always what matters when it comes to lobsters. Once lobsters get anywhere over about 1.5 pounds, they start to become a little less tasty. They're nice and lively when you get them in. That means they're nice and fresh.
After a 15-minute boil, those lobsters are ready to rock. And it's back to that tasty taco where this baby's got the bends as it opens wide.
You can hear the crisp.
Crunchy lettuce, then it's that high-rolling lobster meat straight from the shell. No seasoning needed.
We do not skimp on the lobster meat.
With over half a dozen sauces to choose from, Andy customizes each taco with the taster's choice.
This first one is lime and jalapeno mayo.
Another taco, another flavor to savor.
Sweet roasted red pepper and jalapeno mayo.
Then maybe some charred pineapple mayo, because delicious.
1 small bite from Maine, 1 giant crunch for mankind.
This is gonna take you to the sea of delectability.
Lobster cheese crisp taco. It's the Maine crunch.
It is very crunchy, very cheesy. This is practically full lobster claws stacked on top of each other. It is decadent.
Did you hear the crunch? Phenomenal. You can see how it's infused with bacon there.
The whole cheese taco makes it taste totally different. It's unlike any other taco I've had before.
I feel like a mermaid who has been graced with the best thing on earth.
Next, they make a sandwich stuffed with the most on the East Coast, the Lobster Mac grilled cheese.
It's the perfect Maine comfort food.
Baxter gets a sauce started with butter, flour, and cream.
I like to get it thick enough to be able to draw some squiggles with my drizzles.
The cheese mix goes in, and suddenly, Baxter's got a batch of bechamel.
Time to mack up the cheese. The corkscrew shapes help hold the cheese sauce in. And it wouldn't be lobster mac without some fresh Maine lobster.
He punches in some knuckle and claw meat, and the legend grows.
We're gonna toast our English muffin loaf on both sides. We toast both sides in butter for maximum crunch.
And it's grilled cheese greatness started on the grill, then taken to the next level.
For maximum crunchiness, let's throw this up in the salamander, get the cheese all melted.
The sandwich finds its sea legs.
Now we're gonna throw our lobster mac into our crunchy, cheesy bread.
And that toasty, cheesy bread makes for the perfect lobster trap.
Time to shutter and cutter.
Like a nor'easter knocking down hunger, this thing is gonna blow you away.
Lobster mac grilled cheese. Stay crunchy, Portland.
It looks crunchy, it feels crunchy, and it definitely sounds crunchy.
Oh yeah, can you hear it?
That was fabulous.
Savory lobster mixed in, and then just all wrapped up in this crunchy cheese and dried shallots. It's amazing.
Nostalgic Maine lobster with the mac and cheese, all in this nice little crunchy package, and it's absolutely delicious.
Super rich, very cheesy, great flavor, very hearty.
They're loud and proud in Portland.
High Roller!
So pack your appetite and get rolling to High Roller Lobster.
The most beautiful crunch in all of New England.
How hot is the Mexican food scene in Philadelphia lately? They should rename this place the land of the frijole.
Mexican food is just a food of family and friends. People gather and it's fun to just drink margaritas and eat nachos, and this was something I was really passionate about.
Especially in a vibrant environment like La Calaca Feliz.
Hands down, the best Mexican in Philadelphia.
Chef Tim Spinner brings the 1-2 crunch. To all his creative and oh so carefully crafted recipes. Why so meticulous, Tim?
Mexican food has a lot of different ingredients are involved. It's a very intense and flavor-building cuisine.
Exhibit A, Nachos de la Casa.
When you think of the crunchiest Mexican cuisine item out there, you think of nachos. We're gonna sear our short ribs on both sides, and then we're gonna add a multitude of spices. Look at that.
Multitude might be an understatement.
I mean, you could smell every single ingredient in there right now. Onions, the canela, the bay leaf. It's fantastic. We have chipotles and adobo to add some nice heat and a little bit of smokiness. And finally, our guajillo paste. And this kind of mellows it out. You know, this is not very hot, but it's got a nice berry flavor. And finishing off with a little chicken stock. All right, let's cover this bad boy up. And we're gonna pop it in the oven for about 3.5 hours.
All that hard work pays off.
Look at it just falling right apart. You know it's done. When it falls apart like that, it's perfect.
Every aspect gets the same attention to detail, including the main crunch driver, tortilla chips.
It's much easier to buy them in the store, but when you fry them yourself, you get that right crunch. We like to control the crunch factor.
And somehow, Tim's chips stay crunchy while they're supporting all this juicy meat.
Nice chunks, too, so when you bite into that tortilla, you get a nice, big, meaty sensation. Poblano chilies, some roasted corn.
We didn't even get into the stewed black beans backstory.
These are cooked with roasted red peppers, onions, garlic, cumin, chipotles and adobo, little layer of cheese.
I need names.
We call it our queso mixto, white cheddar, chihuahua, and mozzarella.
Epic dish if it ends there, but...
We're not done yet. Now we'll do this one more time all around.
Tons more of that queso mixto, which gets melted off in La Calaca's wood-burning oven, adding yet another smoky dimension.
We have our house-made chili de arbol sauce, a little Mexican crema,
some pickled jalapenos, and a few final veggies.
Nachos de la casa with braised short ribs. If you build it, they will come.
So good. Delicious.
Perfection.
They're like defying the physics of nachos.
It's the most cheesiest cheese I've ever tasted.
It's like the deeper you go, they're still crunchy on the bottom, and I have no idea how that's even possible.
La Calaca Feliz means the happy skeleton. They've got a whole Coco Loco Day of the Dead motif going. And this next dish is really to die for. Gorditas con pollo a pabillo, or
basically chicken gorditas with pabillo marinade.
Once again, the mind boggles at the sheer amount of spice toasting, pepper pureeing, and citrus zesting and seasoning that goes into just the first step.
Boom, that's exactly what you want right there.
To roast those coated chicken parts, Tim reaches back to a technique first used by the ancient Mayans, the banana leaf wrap.
The banana leaves hold all the flavor and all the juices in there, so your chicken is never going to be dry whenever you're using banana leaves.
You can teach a class on this stuff. The gordita itself is a crunchy corn tortilla that's super thick. Gordita basically means little fatty.
Nice and crispy. We're going to slice them in half.
And then pile on that achiote chicken.
Perfect contrast. A little bit of crunch and a whole lot of juice.
Finally, lettuce, queso fresco, and Tim's amazing spicy habanero pickles.
Boom. Gorditas con pollo y a pabillo. Crunch is strong with this one.
So good. The chicken, it's perfectly seasoned, amazing crunch, some lettuce, delicious. It's a perfect bite.
This is like crunchy, and then it goes soft, and then it's crunchy again.
It's so good. The chicken is moist and tender. You get a good bit of the pickle and the radish, and then the chicken, and then the soft and the crunchy all together.
No bones about it. La Calaca Feliz is the undisputed heavyweight champ of Chomp.
I think Philadelphia will now be known as the city of crunchy love.
What's that crunchy sound coming from Boston? Is it fries at Fenway? Nope, it's the crust of pizza, baking right next door at Max and Leo's.
Boston's known for the seafood, and Max and Leo's put Boston.
Crappy dough at first. After 2.5 years, we've come up with the perfect dough, and we're never going to change it.
Sounds impressive, yet lacking in detail. Why so vague?
Because it's a secret.
We got Leo to give us a couple's box as twin brother Max making their honey hot habanero wings.
All the juices and everything get seared onto the skin, and with the flavor of coal, you come up with something unique.
Max grabs about 7,000 wings and gets to work seasoning them with an arsenal of fresh-cut jalapenos and habaneros. Sounds lethal.
We're gonna soften that heat by adding a little bit of honey.
So you're saying it's not gonna be too spicy?
We call it a delayed heat. And you'll be like, oh, this is really not that hot, and you'll start digging in, and all of a sudden, the real habaneros will kick in, and you'll be grabbing a glass of water.
Max really is the evil twin. He adds even more spice, including cayenne, red pepper flakes, and a whole bowl of hot sauce. He tosses those wings, and they marinate overnight before Max releases them into the fire.
Flame on.
In just minutes, our wings are soaring and searing.
Get them while they're hot.
Aren't they awesome? Oh my God, they're spicy.
You can taste the honey, you can taste the peppers, but what I love the most, it's really crunchy on the outside.
The way this is cooked, you get the best of both worlds. I'm disappointed in myself for not eating this earlier.
You get that nice caramelization on the outside, and the inside stays pretty nice and tender. They just literally fall right off the bone. Take that one out, and then done.
Now you know where to get your crunch on in the capital of Crispachusetts.
Max and Leo's.
New Yorkers with a sweet tooth know where to go for crunchy, authentic cannoli. Little Italy in Lower Manhattan.
I love walking down to Little Italy from Soho.
You get like that vibe of being in Italy without actually having to travel all the way there.
One of the newest spots in this celebrated neighborhood is Gelso and Grand. They're saying no to so-so cannolis.
Each season we do a new cannoli.
It has to taste delicious. It has to be sweet. It has to hit you on multiple textures. It has to have crunchy. It has to have soft. It has to have crispy.
And that's why we don't offer the cannoli for takeout.
Yeah.
The cannoli has to be made here. It has to be eaten here. We don't want you to have a soggy experience.
The current king and cannoli Roman emperor at G&G is the colorful foot-long exercise in pure imagination, called the Unicornoli. The queen of creating these seasonal seventh wonders is pastry chef Kat Chimenti.
Perfect cannoli for me has a really crispy outside shell. First step is the pizzelle batter, which is basically an Italian waffle batter.
Typically served in cookie form, pizzelle batter requires creaming together lots of butter and sugar. Kat slowly adds eggs to the whirlwind, then flour, salt, and milk.
This recipe for the waffle is my mom's recipe. So I've been making them, since I was little. It's basically an ice cream cone shell.
The final Italian flavor flourish is some anise-flavored liqueur and a bit of vanilla. Kat pipes the pizzelle batter into a double-wide waffle iron.
Golden brown delicious, that's what we're looking for here. GBD is a chef term. I'm going to mold it right onto here. It's gonna be super hot.
She presses those heat-resistant fingers of hers into service, adding a second layer of crunchy cannoli shell to the rolling pin. Once cooled, they slide right off, and it's filler time.
This is cream cheese. Then we have mascarpone. It's Italian cream cheese, if you will.
Oh, we will. She rounds it out with ricotta and yogurt, which gives the creamy filling a lighter, slightly tangier texture. Plus,
heavy cream, powdered sugar, vanilla. It's basically a blended cheesecake inside a cannoli shell.
when it hits the intersection of fluffy and creamy, she splits the filling to get separate flavorings. One side of the unicornoli gets a lavender and berry swirl.
Just a little bit goes a long way with lavender. It's kind of an acquired taste, so people either love it or hate it. I love it, so I like to just go just enough. My unicorn is just frolicking through a lavender forest.
She folds in homemade blackberry jam to create that sweet swirled effect. The other filling is a vanilla confetti birthday cake. Before she can fill her cannoli shells, she's got to add even more crunch.
I have melted white chocolate here, and I'm just gonna dip the cannoli shell on one end in the white chocolate.
She slathered drip repeats and coats the other end in two kinds of colorful sprinkles. Then, things get really special.
We have edible 24-karat gold dust, which is just gonna be dusted on the shell. This kind of gives our unicorn her armor.
This golden pony is ready to get filled with lavender berry on one side with a graham cracker crunch booster to boot.
We're adding the funfetti filling, and then I'm going to put a whole slice of funfetti cake inside.
She plates it with even more cannoli filling, then parade dresses her unicorn with cotton candy, more cake, rock candy, and lavender meringue chips.
She gets a little flag, and that's the unicornoli.
Every unicornoli comes with a hammer to help you crack that crunchy gold armor.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Holy cannoli.
It's just so fascinating. I've never seen a cannoli that has so many toppings on it.
Such a pretty thing to be smashing it.
The crunch is really good. There's coconut.
Oh, and there's graham crackers too. Wow. It's like a rush of flavors and sugar. I am riding the unicorn.
Gelso and Grand in Little Italy is making crunch time in New York a lot more fun.
I can definitely eat that every day.
When locals in Las Vegas need a vacay from the cray-cray, they head a few miles off the strip to Stacks and Yolks, where the crunch of breakfast is served with an extra large side.
The food should not ever be boring.
Chef Baja grew up in a restaurant family and learned early on that bringing joy to his customers is as important as those in the know what to know. Something nice and crunchy.